Hey, what's going on everybody? ScottDogGaming here. Thank you very much for joining us. As you can see, we're back. We're playing some more Football Manager. We're up again against Hull, who are currently in 5th place, and we are away from home. We only managed to draw last time out against PNE, or Preston North End, which was a bit of a poor result, and we had a pretty poor game, but we bounced back with 3 pretty big games in quick succession. So let's just have a look at the table. So as you can see, first up we've got Hull, who are sitting in 5th. Then we've got Sheffield Wednesday, and then we go all the way down here. What is happening down here? Aston Villa having a bit of a nightmare, but we're up against them in the 3rd match. So let's just have a little look here. I don't think there's much we can change. I think it's just continue as we've been going. We are really keen to put Sears up top for some reason, and I don't know why. I'm going to change this round again. Waghorn has been having a bit of a stinker in the last few games. Let's just have a little look here. 6.4, 6.6, 6.9, 6.7. Pretty average at best. Can I? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see how that goes. I'm not sure how it's going to go. Let's just quickly choose the team. Hughes is back in, lacking match practice, but I think we're going to get him straight back in because he was very, very important for us. Scouse is down here with almost a suspension, as is Iorfa, so we'll stick with what we got here. Diaby drops to the bench. How's Selena doing? Everybody had a bit of time off, apart from people who are on international duty, so maybe we'll make some changes at the back there, get Chambers in, but everybody else I think I'm good with. Maybe we'll just make that change and let's get started. So yeah, last time out we didn't do fantastically. We struggled a little bit. There's an ex-Liverpool player, and back on the subject again. Stewart up in the middle of the park. He was very good, actually. He looked very good for Liverpool without ever really playing any games. He looked like he could settle into a defensive midfield role in pretty good fashion. But that being said, there's a lot of competition, and at the moment Henderson is playing in that role and doing a very, very good job. Ryan Mason, who was obviously previously at Tottenham, and then I don't know how to say his name, Ula. Something, it doesn't, you don't pronounce his name like you would imagine you pronounce his name. We've just given away a penalty. What are we doing? Come on, Billa, do something big. Abel Hernandez doesn't miss those. 1-0 down, not good. Now would be a good time with Christmas coming up to make sure we're winning games, because a lot of games come in a very quick succession, and I'd rather we were winning than not. So 1-0 down very early on. We've got a long way to go. One thing I didn't talk about, I spoke a lot about Liverpool last episode, so I apologise for that. One thing I didn't mention was Manchester City winning the league. That happened, and it happened, oh God, phew. And it happened because of Manchester United losing to West Brom. Didn't see the game, but I know that Mr. Mourinho wasn't particularly pleased with Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba's an interesting one. I'd really love to know your thoughts on the transfer value that he came in for. It was, oh boys, what are we doing? We are terrible at this moment in time. And you're right, we do have a mountain to climb, and I'm not sure we're going to climb it. When Pogba was bought, it was a monumental transfer. We're talking the other players that had gone at that kind of value were like your Ronaldos, your Gareth Bales. he was massive in terms of transfer fee, and then this season came around, and well, everybody was going for huge sums of money. So it, maybe it was just a year too early for it. But I'd be really intrigued to find out what people's views are on Pogba, if he's worth the money. Giving you my opinion, I struggle to see what Pogba brings to every game. Admittedly, I haven't watched that many Man United games, but the times I have seen Pogba, he doesn't stand out head and shoulders above every other player. And I'm not expecting a footballer to do that every single game, but I'd expect more. But that being said, If Paul Pogba was playing in the Man City team, I'd imagine he'd be a hell of a lot better off for it. You know, Mourinho plays a very particular style of football, and it maybe doesn't suit some attacking footballers. So, you know, maybe that's got something to do with it. We need a goal, and we need it early, boys. There's Waghorn. Let's put it wide. We're getting a lot of those chances, and they're not looking good when we take them. We are putting some pressure on, so I wouldn't be surprised if they get another fairly soon. What was that, Waghorn? Seriously, what was that? Here they come again. We're not getting close to the ball again. There we go. We picked it up. Sears coming back inside just to win the ball back. And we're going to give it away by trying to play the ball high to Selena. That's never wise. Right. Here they come. Ball worked round. Great save. I think it was a save. I'm not 100% sure. We are terrible. I don't even know what we can change, but we are terrible. On you go, DRB. Get on there. Ben Morris. Then let's make that change, and then that change. Maybe breaking up the midfield partnership wasn't wise. But I don't really know what we can do here. We just look terrible, and we have done for the last few games. Not a good time to start looking this bad when we're playing those three teams in a matter of days. Oh God, I thought we were about to give away another penalty. Ward plays it forward. There's Diaby. Could do with some of his magic. There's McGoldrick. I offer to Sears. Oh, that's a good save by Marshall. 20 minutes to go, boys. 20 minutes to go. We need something big. Oh God, I thought they were going to score again. We've shouted at them, we've told them to overload. We could concede another here. But let's see if we can get anything from this game at all. One shot on target, not good enough. Just not good enough. Since we've asked them to go attacking, we haven't had the ball at all. Thought we were going to go down and get a penalty then. There's Knudsen. He's found Ward. Ward to McGoldrick. Oh, hello. Could we sneak something back from this game? If we can, it would be an absolute miracle. Let's shout some get forward instructions to everybody and see. Here they come again. We can win the ball back there. We got a chance, but we can't. Luar, straight to the keeper's hands. Come on in. What have we got? Ward to Morris to McGoldrick. It's got players running through the middle. Ward's there. And Ward, what was that? We're in. Oh, we're not in. Don't know what that was. Sears is there. Ward. Diaby's lost it. Got a few minutes to get... Oh, McGoldrick, come to the ball, man. What are you doing? We've won it back. There's a ball on in the wing. There's Sears. Oh, for fuck's sake. I have no idea what he's doing. But he's not good. 4 minutes of injury time. At least we've shown a bit of fight in the last few minutes. Whether that's Hull taking their foot off, I don't know. Hernandez, we've cleared it away. McGoldrick is going to go and pick this up for once. And then do that. What was that, McGoldrick? Interestingly, McGoldrick, in between episodes, the press come out and said, oh no, the liaison officer for Ipswich came out and said McGoldrick is murmuring that he wants to leave. We spoke to Luke Chambers and said go and have a word with him, and now McGoldrick doesn't want to leave apparently, which was quite nice. But there we go, there's another defeat, not good. Telling people we appreciate their efforts, but that was not what we were looking for after that last game, and we've lost the top spot again. I guess would be happy that we're there. Oh, and he also performed badly in this game, did he? Against Hull, he got 6.3. Not good. I think we're going to have to drop him. But I haven't really got anything else that can play there other than whatever that young midfielder's name was that I can't remember. I want to say, no, what the hell was it? Connor McKendry, that's the one. I want to say Kendrick, but I knew it wasn't that. Okay, so let's can have some suspensions coming in. Maybe we should just go with what the system wants to play with Sears up top. Maybe we should give that a go. Maybe he'll change his mind, but okay. Send the assistant. Still worried about match preparation, but he can shut his mouth. But let's get into this. Let's see how we do. What are we doing here? James Maddison's valued at 6.75 million. Okay. These are top of the league, and we've been playing pretty poorly. Can we get anything? Can we do anything to get a result? I was talking about Manchester City and Man United. First things first, one thing I would say, we're talking about Pogba, and as I said, I'd love to know your thoughts on Paul Pogba. Was he worth the money? Is he worth the money? Do you think that he just needs to be at a different club where he's valued? I mean, I'd like to see him in the Premier League. I'd just like to see him let off the leash a little bit, which doesn't tend to happen under Mourinho. This is interesting. So we're going with Selena on the wing, and I know that's what we've been playing a lot. McGoldrick behind and Garner up top. So that is an interesting one. Spence is playing at left back, even though we haven't been playing him in the reserve, so he hasn't been getting any game time. Let's make that change there. Waghorn's gone down here. I wonder if we should be playing him up top rather than out where he's playing. Yeah, we know he's lacking sharpness, but this is the team, I think. This is the one. I'm not sure who we've got in these midfield. I'm assuming it's Hughes and Ward. I didn't look, but they're playing exactly the same formation as us. Okay. Let's get going, boys. See how we do. No, Sheffield Wednesday spent a reasonable amount of money in the summer. I don't know who won, but I know they spent a reasonable amount of money, I think. But it'll be interesting to see how this one goes. There's a ball across Selena's there. Oh, saved by the keeper. So Man City won the league, and they won it at Cantor. And you know what? They won it playing some pretty impressive football. And everyone talks about Liverpool and their strikers and how many goals that they've scored. But Man City have scored a phenomenal amount of goals. I can't remember how many it is. It's through the roof in terms of numbers. And to finish the season, if they'd have won against Manchester United, I think they'd have wrapped up the season as early as it's ever been wrapped up in the Premier League. But to go this far into a season without being beaten until the Liverpool game, and then I know there was a little blip in form after those Liverpool games as well, but they were untouchable, and that has to go down to Guardiola in terms of the players that other managers have had while they're there and haven't been able to do it, and then he comes in and after 2 seasons or a season and a half or whatever it is, comes in and starts doing that. Going to be very difficult to catch. But and one thing I would say is one of the players who, there's a little bit of history there in, we've got a penalty, nice. A little bit of history there in Raheem Sterling. As a Liverpool fan, will always be a little bit bitter that he decided to move on. For what seemed like money, but at the same time, if he wanted to win trophies, he's actually one of those players who's gone on to win trophies and has been a vital part of their team in doing so, which I didn't think he was capable of, and I didn't think he was going to be a Guardiola type of player. Oh, come on, boys. I didn't think he was going to have the work rate. I didn't think he was careful, and I still don't, to be honest, think he's careful enough with the football. What you tend to find with a lot of wingers, that one of their major selling points, Knudsen missed the tackle, that was the problem there. Fletcher with the header. Don't know what the defenders were doing in the middle of the park, but not marking. But yeah, when you find wingers with such pace, and that being their primary force of attacking adventure, is just the sheer pace he runs down the pitch with. What you tend to find is they don't take enough care of the ball. I don't know if it's just a thing because they're running so quickly that, you know, you're just not careful enough with where the pass is. But a number of times for Liverpool, when the pass would be too far behind someone, too far in front of someone, and it just brought the whole move to an end because he just wasn't careful enough. Mane, to a point, is a little bit like that. You know, the passing isn't crisp enough. Garner's in, saved. Garner's got a knock. Whether we should take him off or not, I don't know. We'll give him a little bit longer, and then maybe Waghorn will get his chance to impress up top. Let's do it, Waggers. Show me what you've got. More pressure, more pressure. Right, let's go. Yeah, so Sterling is just one of those players that I'm never convinced or sold on. Selena doesn't get there. But the numbers that he brought up this season have been phenomenal. I'm just worried whether he can do it in big games, and that means for England as well. You know, you'd assume that Raheem Sterling has got to be the first choice right or left winger, but is he reliable enough and consistent enough to do it in a big game? And bearing in mind, you know, the difference with Man City is that they don't rely on Raheem Sterling. Oh, come on. And he's on a yellow. He doesn't get booked, thankfully, but there's another penalty given away. Can we save this one? Oh, he's hit the post and we've cleared it away. Got lucky. Lookman's come on. He's an Everton player, I think, from memory. But yeah, it's Raheem Sterling. Just not convinced by him. So, yeah, while you're talking about Pogba, tell me about Sterling as well. McGoldrick, what was that? Tell me what you think of Raheem and whether you think he can do it in a big game and how important you think he'll be for England. But I have my reservations, although I think he's a fantastic little footballer. It's just a few things that I don't think he does well enough. And one of my big concerns is whether he is able to do it on the big stage when he is the one person or one of the 3 or 4 people that the team is looking to. You know, I think with Man City, you're always going to have other players on that pitch who can make a difference. With England, you're talking him, you're talking Harry Kane, you're potentially talking Dele Alli, although this season's been a bit of a blip, I think. Or last season was a blip and this is the real Dele Alli. I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how, when it comes to it, and especially if England don't start well, we know what are we doing with our crosses? The criticism that England team gets from going away, and I think a lot of that's kind of slipped away now, people being of the view that we're not as good as we think we are. So now being a little bit more accepting of us not doing well in a tournament, which is probably good because we're not very good. But it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And I think in one of these episodes, I know I've been talking a lot about real life football rather than what's going on the screen, but I'd love to know just your thoughts on the England team. Maybe we'll raise that in a few weeks' time. We'll talk about who you think is going to be in that England squad, who you think deserves to go, maybe a shock call up and so on and so forth. We'll talk about that in a future episode. Here they come. Lee's got it. He's played the ball in. Forestieri is there, and made us pay. Good football. This good football. We're missing our fullbacks because they tucked in again. Ball inside to Lee. Doesn't get close enough to Ward. Don't know what the defender's doing. Just standing there with his hand up. Doesn't get near the ball. Doesn't track back. Doesn't mark, and they get a goal that takes them into the lead. Here's McGoldrick. We need something back. Waghorn hasn't really set the world on fire. Here he is. He's lost the ball. Selena. Knudsen to Spence. Terrible pass. Oh my God, we are terrible right now. Absolutely terrible. McGoldrick is being sent off. I was just about to sub him. Is he going to get away with it? Oh God. Oh, come on. Well. Well. make that change in the middle of the park. I don't really know where we go from here. Just got to try and get something from this. We're not pushing many men forward, I will say that. Guess we've got to go for it. There's Waghorn, shooting from 25 yards out. Okay, I don't think we're getting anything out of this game. We're in the last 5 minutes or so. Carter Vickers has got lucky then. Sears is not going to get there. And here they come again. Spence to Sears. Our passing has just not been anywhere near good enough. There's Waghorn. Terrible shot again. Well. 4 minutes to go. Looks like this one's ending in a defeat. Diaby doesn't get there. Webster does. There's Diaby. Again, we don't do anything with the ball. We've just lost our momentum. We've lost our ability to play these passes, and that's affecting us. And the morale is dipping, and that's affecting us as well. Not looking good. Doesn't help that we've only got 10 men out there, but we've got a minute to turn this round. There's Webster. His header's straight back to them. Frostier's in. Bielakowski with a save. And I think he's one of the reasons that we've been getting so many points is Bielakowski, but it's a problem, this. Waghorn, there's a man over if he can find them. He's gone the wrong way. That is so poor. So poor. All he had to do was turn around and Sears was running over. But instead he went the wrong way with a terrible pass. Sympathise with the team? I'd have told them that they were shite. If I'm really honest with you, I'd have told them that they were really shy. We've got an achievement, the scoring streak. Garner's injured. We'll leave that to the physio. Goldrick has been banned for 1 game. Issue a warning. He accepts his warning. Let's carry on. And we will call it the end of the episode there. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe button. If there's anything you'd like to talk about in these videos, if you'd ever anything you'd like to hear my opinion on football wise, then please let me know, or anything else wise, let me know. How you think we're going to do this season is always an interesting one. But thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe button, follow us on Twitter at ScottDogGaming. We'll see you again soon. Thank you.